To Kill a Mockingbird, Chapter 2. Second video, because the first video was just, a proposal to you. Dill left us early in September to return to Meridian. Question: what is Meridian? Answer: well, Meridian is Dill's town, right? We saw him off on the 5 o'clock bus, and I was miserable without him until it occurred to me that I would be starting to school in a week. I never looked forward more to anything in my life. Hours of wintertime had found me in the treehouse looking over at the schoolyard, spying on the multitude of children through a 2-power telescope Jim had given me, learning their games, following Jim's red jacket through wriggling circles of blind men's buff, secretly sharing their misfortunes and minor victories. I longed to join them. Words here, right? When you see a person off, you take the person somewhere, all right? I think in our Quizlet, let me see. Oh, I didn't write any example, but I have the formal definition, right? To go to a place that someone is leaving from in order to say goodbye to them, all right? So the two brothers, the brother and the sister saw Dill off. Keep in mind that he has a telescope, right? She has a telescope, and this telescope is a 2-power telescope. Look, a 2-power telescope just makes things bigger twice. It has the power of 2, all right? So you can imagine it's not that powerful, right? Because, I don't know, if something is 100 meters from you, the telescope will give you the impression that that thing is 50 meters from you, right? You would imagine, I don't know, 25-power telescope. So that's the way you construct it, okay? 25-power telescope, 2-power telescope, 10-power telescope. Or, I don't know, the camera in my cell phone. Oh, the camera in my cell phone is a 5-power camera. I actually don't know. I think my cell phone is like 2 or 3. I don't know. And then power, just power. I wrote a definition as well in our Quizlet. A measure of magnification. Magnification, be careful, it's not, wow, it's magnific, Actually, when we say something is magnific, we say that this thing is really big, all right? Think about it. Alexander the Great, all right? In Portuguese, we call Alexandre o Grande, but it's also possible to call him Alexandre Magno, okay? So all of them have the same idea. So even great in English, great is like great, but we can talk about a great difference, right? And then, of course, in Portuguese, it's pretty literal, right? No, not pretty literal, but it's a pretty common adjective, okay? Alexandre o Grande, right? And then Magno, again, has this idea of big, right? So take a look. What is power in this context? Is a measure of the magnification of an optical instrument, such as a microscope or telescope, right? Keep in mind that our narrator was looking at the children playing. My question is, how is it possible? Because the children are at school, and she's at home. Answer: So actually, because the school is right behind their house, okay, so from the tree house, it's actually possible for her to see what is going on, right? And then she talks about a wriggling circle of children. Let me put it this way for now, okay? I put a very nice picture of, I don't remember the name of this character. Adventure Time. I don't know if you know this cartoon. You know, my son used to like it. And then there is this yellow fellow. I don't know, he's a kind of a dog. Jake? Maybe. I don't know. But he's a dog who can do, I don't know, whatever he wants with his body. And then there is one picture that his arms are wrinkling. Just if you get you know, a worm, earthworm, that little that people can use to fish, right? So if you get a earthworm, it will be all wrinkling, okay? So imagine you are seeing kids from afar, right? And then there's this circle of kids, right? But you know, kids, even if they're playing a game where there is a circle, this circle won't be still. It will be all wrinkling, you know? So it will be moving, I don't know, with small movements. That's the way you can put it. Okay, but to understand what is going on here, we have to understand what kind of game they're playing, okay? They are playing Blind Man's Buff, okay? Just let me give you a word, even though people just say the name of the game, okay? Blind Man's Buff. But just buff is an older way of saying a small push, you know? A small push is a buff. We don't usually use it so much anymore. Okay, just etymological curiosity. What is a blind man's buff? So you are going to blindfold a person, okay? You're going to blindfold a person, right? And then this person has to catch the other kids, okay? While, if I'm not wrong, while they say something, you know, they say something and then this person has to... We have the name of this game in Portuguese has an animal, right? So in English it's not, okay? Let me read the definition for you so you get the words, the extra words. For example, blindfold is a very important word. A game where a blindfolded player has to catch another player and then identify the player while still blindfolded. Oh, that must be very fun. Alright, I didn't know about this part of catching. Okay, so I will be blindfolded there, and then I'll try to catch somebody. If I catch that person, I have to find out if who is that person, right? Now think about it. There will be the kid in the middle, the one who is blindfolded. Let me just connect this computer here because of the battery. Okay, so there will be this kid in the middle. This one would be blindfolded, right? All the other kids would try to run from that kid. So you can understand, you know, that there is this wriggling, right? This wriggly circle of kids, because kids would run a little bit and then come back again and run a little bit, all right? So that's what our narrator saw from the treehouse. So let me read this paragraph one more time. Now let's try to put all of that in practice, okay? Dill left us in September to return to Meridian. We saw him off on the 5 o'clock bus, and I was miserable without him. And it occurred to me that, until it occurred to me that I would be starting to school in a week. Remember that before that, she had never been to school. This is going to be her first day at school, right? I never looked forward more to anything in my life. Hours of winter time had found me in the treehouse. This is something I didn't put in our list, but this is a question for you. What does the narrator mean when she says hours of winter time had found me in the treehouse. So the hours found her. How is it possible? Answer. Well, that's just a way of saying that she had spent hours and hours there in the treehouse. Imagine the image is something like this, right? 5 o'clock arrives, and 5 o'clock finds her there. Wow, you are at the treehouse. You are in the treehouse. And then 6 o'clock arrives, and 6 o'clock finds her in the treehouse again, right? So that's why hours of winter time had found me in the treehouse, looking over at the schoolyard, spying on the multitude of children through a 2-power telescope Jim had given me, learning their games, following Jim's red jacket through wriggling circles of blind man's buff, secretly sharing their misfortunes and minor victories. I longed to join them. Okay, I have another question before we finish. How is it possible that she was secretly sharing their misfortune? Remember, a misfortune is when something bad happens to you, right? And minor victories. Why minor victories? Answer. Well, the minor victories is like a person, you are rooting for a person in a game, and that person catches the other, and then you are there, and then that person identifies the other in the game, and you are celebrating, alright? Or you share the misfortune as well. Oh, they caught him and they identified him, alright? Let me give you one more word. I don't know if this word will appear. I think it's an extra word. The word I put in our list there is tag. Okay, tag. This is another game probably children would play. If you play tag, you run after the person. I don't know. It's with you. Okay, it's with you, and then all the other kids have to run. You have to touch one of them. If you touch one of them, then that person will be the one with it, let's put it this way, and then that one will have to run after the others.